day 3 at the conference, and today we want to find out what the other participants think and what their intentions are, and what they want to take home from this conference.
Also, yesterday evening there was an exhibition of a project which combines arts, science and communication. That's why it's called Triangulation Project, and hopefully the people behind it would want to talk about it.
So let's go get some people in front of the camera.
Shutterstock Music.
Hi! Can I ask you some questions? Great! Hi, I'm Antonia.
I'm Pedro.
Who are you?
I'm Pedro from Portugal.
Oh, interesting. And hi.
Hi, I'm Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Nice to meet you.
So, why did you decide to come to the conference this year?
Well, I study engineering physics, but actually I intend after finishing my degree to pursue a career in science communication. Not just an engineer, or actually a journalist, so that's why I applied to go here. And
Great, how do you like it?
really, really cool. I mean, I love the city of Copenhagen. It's so beautiful. And the conference, I think it's really interesting. I really focus on the points. I think it's really cool.
Very quick, how are you liking the conference?
I think the conference is a little bit déjà vu. Many conferences have gone the same way, but at the same time you always make new connections, you find new people, and you pick up new topics.
Is there something else you're taking home, like something you've learned from especially this conference?
Yes, of course we always have to make more efforts to unite, to reunite. We are a small community of science journalists, and we are the ones to take the next steps to unify the world, because science is the one that is creating new realities. So, having said this, I think we have to make more efforts to make science to become mainstream of the world. And to explain science to the people, and not only that, to also the social impacts, as I always say, to regard those.
Why do you attend the conference this year? Why is it so important? What are your main impressions?
Well, I'm here because I want to learn new tricks, and I want to make network contacts with the people that I might have a chance to learn something from, or steal some ideas from, or whatever. And then it's sort of a week off also from my daily work, although I have to do something in the evenings on my computer. But what I expect to get out of it, did you say that?
Yeah,
okay. I expect to learn a little bit more of what is running amongst journalists, science journalists specifically, because then I'll be better to be cynical, I'll be better to address them, to hit them where they're soft, so to speak, because that's my job, that's what I get paid for. No?
No. I'm talking to Alexander Gerber, who is chair of the Science Communication Department at Rheinwald University in Germany, and who is also the head of our study course. So why do you think it is so important to train young people to become science communication professionals?
It's, I think the role of a science communicator in society is more important than ever before. And the profession as a science communicator has diversified a lot in recent years. And we've just had that discussion also around my recent talk about the loss of the intermediary and the replacement of intermediaries in that field, meaning that if we train the next generation of communicators nowadays, we have to make sure that they're not just storytellers, that they're not just event organizers, but there is a wide variety, a wide spectrum of potential opportunities and like places where they're needed. Nowadays in training communicators is in addressing all of those fields and not just the, let's say, craft of science writing or science media production. people still believe that more information leads to better acceptance of, let's say, research in general, technological development and innovation, and empirical research, let's say from social psychology and sociology, has proven over all the years that this is actually not the case, that it is potentially the opposite. The challenges of being a communicator of science nowadays involves understanding also the science behind the science of science communication. So all of that is much closer to the behavioral sciences and sometimes also to political sciences than it will ever be to media studies. But that's why we're truly convinced that in training that next generation, you have to have a lot more in your backpack than just the technical skills of being a good science reporter, science writer, or storyteller.
So these are the creative heads behind the Triangulation project, and maybe you just want to start explaining how it is and how you work together.
Okay. Sure. So this project, Triangulation Through Science Communication, has been a multi-layered project. And it started off with Yolanda D'Andriego's Triangulation series that you'll see images of here. And then it was built into a composition of mosaics. And then it was tied together through some journalistic themes that tied together stories by science journalists that are then mapped to individual images.
Very much trying to express with my art my feelings, which I'm not too good in words.
So what you want to bring across is the issue about climate change. Is that correct?
Yes, well, if we can go through the same images that we just did. This one, for example, has a journalistic story about polar bears, how they always depict the Arctic with polar bears and how that's not always a good way to talk about the melting, poles.
To make it cute, right?
Yes, and that it might have some negative effects. The other one Mother mentioned is a complex story as well from a journalist. Or I'm just trying to think of my favorite ones. Well, this one here, for example, is about the difference between weather and climate. That's not to confuse it. So this panel actually is about possible solutions to it. We want the voices from around the world to talk about climate.
The important thing is to call attention to the subject.
The subject is very complex and there's a lot of people denying it. And as we've heard today in the plenary with Connie Hiltgaard and other people, the facts are known. You can't deny science or climate change is happening. Now we just have to find solutions. So we have to get positive, make people aware and try to make a difference.
Shutterstock Music.